Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome my very special guest, Valerie from Illumination Portal. Hi, Val.
Hi, Jean. Thank you for having me. I love coming to visit with you.
We always have so much fun. We
Yeah,
certainly do. And I just can, oh, sorry, just trying
it's
to,
okay.
I have something else open that I'm listening to. And Oil Painter is here. Hi.
Hi,
Hi, Diana. How are you?
Diana. I thought you'd be in the yard in the fairy garden today. She's been building a fairy garden wall and stuff. Really cool looking.
And Scorpio Mama is here, and Jillian Mooney is here, and Dream Detective Kate is here. Hi, Kate. How are you? So nice to see you. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Let me just fix my little thing right here. Once and done. We're all set. Very good. And Dave Maud is here. Hey, Dave, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Akila B is here. And Thelma, hi, long time, Jean. Hi, Thelma, nice to see you. Ron, Unconditional Love. You guys were fabulous on Ron's channel. Was it last night?
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun. We have so much fun together.
It was great. And
Thank you.
Lark Kemper is here. Hi, Lark. And Terry Suzuki. Yay! Terry Suzuki is here.
Oh,
I love
everybody's excited.
I know. Yeah. It's so
I
much
love
fun.
your energy. Sorry,
We are
Jean.
streaming on both channels, so it's like
Mm,
double whammy. And Judy Christensen. Hi, Judy. She said, thanks again for the beautiful reading this morning. You're very welcome. Had to get up early. Thank you, Judy. You're so sweet. You're so very sweet. And Karen is here, and Jessica Lynn is here. Wow. And Gina, thank you very much for everything that you do. You're welcome. And Akila, wow, everybody is here. So nice to see you.
mm,
Visual thinker,
I love
all the
that
way
name.
from Bend, Oregon. Wow. Hi, visual thinker. You're right up our alley. That's
Yeah.
half the battle, isn't it?
Yes. That's a beautiful name. I love it.
It is really. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Wow, so exciting, so exciting. And I haven't been on live for a little while. I was taking a little bit of a break, a little vacation with the family, and we're back now. And it's just so nice to be back. So nice to see everyone. And I don't know if you see my new background. I'd like to say I took that on my vacation. It was similar, but it wasn't exact.
That is so cool. Oh my goodness.
So,
It,
Valerie, how have you been? What's been going on? It's been a minute since you and I have been together.
I know well, I keep going back to the equinox that's when the door opened and it's just been so busy. Like things things are rolling in, and I'm on a lot of lives. I'm a guest, and I appreciate you having me. I need to get on my channel and start doing things, and I'm
You're on your
Diana.
channel right now.
Well, yeah, that's true. I forget I did that. Diana and I usually do the moons on my channel, and
Yes, I saw that too. You guys were on together on the solstice. That was really good.
yeah. So it's just been it's really beautiful. I think this energy is really it's inspiring. It makes you have hope. It feels like the energy has lifted and we are getting a breather of some sort, and it's a slow, steady progress, but we're getting there. And as long as you're following, your guidance in doing what you're passionate about, those doors will keep opening. And before you know it, you're busy all the time. It just seems so weird from like 3 years ago. It was not that I wasn't busy or on channels, but things are just the way spirit lines everything up to me. It's just amazing. And with this solstice we just had, which is really powerful, you could feel the energy even lift higher from the equinox to the solstice. And here we are in that, you know, it's a Cancer season, and it was the longest day of the year. And that that day, I'm sorry, of the solstice, it was a Cancer sun with a Leo moon. So all the heart, your heart was in it, your feelings were in it, um, your it when you think of Leo, when you think of the sun, you think of all the inspiration that's coming through, and all the we get downloads from the sun. And we had a crazy thing happen on the Schumann resonance. We had an X class solar flare a little bit after that, and four M class solar flares. So it to me, it's the divine talking to us. It's divine. It's the divine sending us the information we specifically need to keep going forward on our own individual paths, but also as humanity as a whole. So it's really, really beautiful. And Leo and Mars were also, Mars and Venus were also in Leo on the solstice. So that made, they haven't been together there for a while, long time. And even though Mars is going first, I look at Mars like our divine feminine, divine masculine side, and Venus as our divine feminine side. And they were receiving the information on how, for us, coming into us, how it balanced that within ourselves. So it's really cool. And Venus is going to be in Leo until, what do I got here? She went in June 5th and will be there until October 8th. She goes retrograde on July 22nd. So anytime a planet goes retrograde, it's bringing us even more information in. So this is what's Leo about. Leo is about your heart, about being confident, about moving forward on your path, even if you're scared to death. Like I know I am sometimes. Mars is in Leo, having heart to do the action, to make the physical aspects of it come to life for Venus, well, for the sun, for all of us, right? So to me, that was just really struck me because it was Venus, Mars, the moon, all in Leo that day.
Wow.
So we
What
started.
talk about balance? Talk about getting into our feelings. Talk about getting into our soul's resonance. Our soul is balance. Our soul is feelings. Our soul is depth. That depth, that balance, it's where it's the direction that we're all heading towards. Balance and compassion. This is so beautiful. You illustrated that very beautifully, Val.
Oh,
Wow. That
thank you.
makes a whole lot of sense, and it gives us so much hope, so much optimism.
Yeah. And I mean, to start that, it's a new season. The next solstice isn't until winter, right? So this 6 months is how that was the primary energy of us going forward. And we're gonna constantly keep getting that divine guidance all the way through. And I think it's always like that, but it's really impactful in this part of you know time and space, because let's face it, for 3 years we felt like we were in the mud. We were kind of stuck, even longer than that, really. And it does
Dense,
feel,
thick, heavy
yeah,
energy. Yeah.
and it feels like it's can breathe, and it's okay, and you're here, and you're I think a lot of us know what our passions are, and are, especially in these communities, and are working on that, trying to, because this is another thing, we're carving out a whole new path. Like humanity has never been here before, and we're trying to see how do we cohabitate together where it's a fair, balanced structure, right? So that brings in Saturn is in Pisces. I'm sorry, Pisces is in Saturn. It's retrograde right now. So that's vast. That's God. That's the divine trying to explain to Saturn, okay, there are ways to do this where everybody can live in this harmonious free energy. It's not these strict structures that are not life affirming, you know, because let's face it, the structures and systems we live under are kind of life negating, and they're not helping, except for those at the top.
Mhm.
And then
But
when
it's the cutting edge, it's the beginning, it's the change, it's the what do they call that? That apex, the point in which it's the change point, the choice point, the choice
zero
point
point,
that
yeah.
we're going to be heading in a new direction. So Veronica says the changes are truly phenomenal. I celebrate each of the phases and changes. It's really important to celebrate
Yeah.
these changes, these the evolution um, and just acknowledge and appreciate all of the differences.
Hmm.
And Dave Maud is saying these downloads are off the charts.
Hmm.
So Dave Maud, I think he just prompted me. I do have a chart here that Valerie had mentioned to me that she wanted. That this is just one rendition, and I know that a lot of you have seen this chart before, but this is just an example of the chart. It's the Schumann resonance. And what did you want to say about this, Val?
Well, that was the night of the solstice, or sometime during that longest day, right? They usually they usually black out a lot of the Schumann resonance of the graph if it's something that they don't want us to see. I don't know the reasoning, but the lines are usually vertical, you know, in
Mm-hmm.
color, and I've never seen that before. So for that to come out and nobody stopped it from coming out, which was unusual in itself. A lot of people want to say it's fake, but there's too many people that have looked into it and have gone to the different sites where uh, there's a few cities throughout the world that track the Schumann resonance, and they're most of them were out, and I think this was the only one. They usually black it out. So after this happened, I think it went up to 192. It blacked out, and then when it came back, it was spiking pretty high. But that's the energy coming into our Earth through the sun, through the planets, and Mother Earth has energy inside of her that it's all energy mixes together, and it's just we get the we get the packets, we get the packets that are for us, and that's how I look at it. But also on that day, um, we had we had we have Neptune in the galactic center in a square. The galactic center to me is the divine consciousness pouring out, pouring in all the information we need, all the galaxies need. And it goes through all the galaxies, through all the suns, to it gets to our little spot in the neighborhood, right? And Neptune is the planet in our solar system that represents divine, the divine. So it was like the divine bringing in information to the divine to bring into us. And that to me, that's why I think that graph is correct, because those energies, that doesn't happen like that. It's and then Neptune will square the galactic center for a couple more months, and then today we have Mercury squaring um, Neptune. Okay, so what does that mean? And that's a day. This is like a next couple of days. We want to go ahead.
Can I just make one more mention about the Schumann
Sure.
resonance? It had like um, what is a sacred geometry aspect to it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was very organized. It was very repetitious. The design or the aspect or the reaction. I can't think of my words right now. Just
Mhm.
the result of it was very sacred geometry like, and it was very interesting. And that happened just before the solstice. But these things are going to be happening. These things, these anomalies are going to be occurring. And I see back here, I wanted to mention also that oil painter or Diana said that the cloud that was above Mount Shasta, the
That's
purple
it.
cloud.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, Diana, because I'm sitting here going, I know something else significant happened. And I mean, you sent me that picture. Well, do you have that picture? My gosh, that that light coming over Mount Shasta like that, that lavender, beautiful light. You can't make up all these certain things. And how many things did we not see that we. And it just is mind blowing to me. And when I saw that Schumann resonance graph, I started watching every video I could on it, trying to learn everything I could on it. And I heard this one person say, it is our 12 strand DNA coming online because it looks like DNA sequences too. There's so many. I just feel I feel psychically and I feel it's significant for us.
Veronica said the same thing. Veronica said it looked like DNA helix to her. That's it. And I just, you guys had already said this. I'm just bringing it. I'm just
Hmm.
bringing up the comment. You guys said this already. And Thelma says, diamond upgrade for the Schumann.
Yeah.
It's definitely an upgrade. And you know what? We're going to need to consider these things as not unordinary, to not necessarily ordinary, but to be expecting these things, to be looking forward to these things, to making a point to notice and appreciate and accept that this is part of the change. This is, they're putting it in front of our eyes so that we can actually see the changes happening, so that we're not just thinking, oh, it's just in my head. It's not, it's really happening. And these are the effects that this is happening. It's the frequency um, in the universe that is changing the frequency on Gaia or the
Mhm.
earth, and also that's changing the frequency of humanity. So
Yeah.
this is all tied together. This is the whole big picture. And Val gives us the information that's coming right from the cosmos, right from the universe.
Mhm.
So okay, so we can go on, but thank you everybody for all your contribution. I really appreciate it. Let me go.
Yeah, and it's just, and you're right. It is. We know the universe spirit is talking to us in every moment. We know that everything has significance, especially if you notice it. And it could be anything random, right? So this, and we've lived like that for quite a few years, especially those of us here in this community that know that they're waking up. Something in them is, we're remembering, is what I like to say. We're
Mhm.
remembering our gifts and skills and abilities. And, I mean, that's just going to continuously happen going forward. So, I take it, and like you said, do a little ceremony. When you get something breathtaking like that, or the you're, even if it's a moon, even I don't care if it's just a moment. I think we all like candles throughout the house, and I'll just say thank you for everything you share with me, because I, it's it's almost leaves you speechless sometimes. It's so beautiful.
Sorry, I was looking for the Mount Shasta. I can't find it. I
Okay,
I hadn't saved it, you guys.
that
But
beautiful picture.
it is, and I think it's on. If you look on Facebook, I didn't look on Facebook. I just Googled it to see if I could find it. But um, it is reassuring. It is. It's confirming. It's confirming everything that we've been taught, everything that we've been moving towards, everything that has been happening. It's almost like a confirmation of this. And like Val said, it's not the only thing. That's just one thing that was caught on film. There's many things happening spontaneously and simultaneously through across the globe. That's all happening. So it's really beautiful. It's an amazing time in history to be alive, and that we're all here together. We're all experiencing it, and that we're all making note of it and observing it and recording it. We're recording it just by doing this video here today
Yeah.
for it for. 10 years later or 10 years from now, somebody will look back and say, look at these people, look what they thought it was.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah. Who knows, right? And it's so true. But to me, it every aspect of planetary aspects, especially. That's how I get the information. That's how I started to get. Not that I didn't have things coming in, but I could see the patterns. All of a sudden, they would just
Oh,
jump out on a chart for me, and it would just give me information about what this is doing. So I. I do this every day, and I'm always looking at charts, and I'm always because I don't know everything. I'm not a master astrologer. I love astrology, and I do more of an intuitive readings. Um, but every day I learn something new. Every day I'm guided to put this piece together with this piece to. So that's where that Leo, Venus and Leo thing is coming up. That is really important. It is Leo is our heart. It's what we love. It's our confidence, our power, our and I'm saying self, our internal power, right? Venus is everything that we everything that you enjoy in life, that you have a preference on. That's your Venus speaking to you. So to me, that they said to me, this is us learning how to put ourselves first, to love ourselves first. Because once you do that, everything else will fall into place. So this long transit is really giving us that chance to make form this relationship with ourselves, even a higher relationship than a lot of us have had. And maybe some don't even know. There's a lot of people in the world who, I'm not trying to judge anybody, but they don't seem like they love themselves. They have love for themselves, let alone anyone else.
hmm
And that
there
I
was
think is going to be really shown to us that it's going to wake people up. It's gonna connect
my
people.
guides. My guides are giving me the words, the great reset. There's going to
Oh,
be a reset.
yes,
So, yeah,
yeah, and that,
interesting, Val.
yeah,
Interesting. And I've always been told that the alignment of the planets is almost like a combination lock. Like as soon as we get clicked this planet there and this planet there, this star system, this asteroid, and it's like there's a perfect combination lock that's just going to open up energy and portals. And I think that it just keeps coming and undoing. Just opening up that combination lock. I've always seen it like that. And when you look at the your natal chart, it almost looks like that. If you could
yeah,
imagine. But I've never forgotten that. That's really interesting.
yeah.
So
Because
I'm sorry, Val. Go ahead. You can
no, no,
continue.
that's okay. That's okay. It's like all that energy flows in through each sun. We have a great central sun, but there's another sun that's feeding that great central sun that comes in to feed our sun, and these these energy packets. So every time I see when the sun has a solar flare, I see, okay, when even though it just goes out into space, whether it's a direct hit to Earth or not, it hits our magnetosphere. And when it does that, it's helping us release density and blocks.
Wow.
But at the same time, it's replacing what we're releasing with the information that is of higher consciousness.
Right. So
So,
Linda says, she says, "Oh my goodness, I hope that I survived that. What's going on now has really flattened me." And what
yeah,
I understand, Linda, and everyone, I feel as though, from what I have read and listened to other people, at their analysis, that this has already started. This started back in 2012. And this is just, it's sort of like, it started, it began, and it's a process. It's a very slow moving evolution. So it's not just something that's going to happen today or next week. It's not something that fast. We want to make sure we understand that this is something that we are able to move with and grow with and evolve with.
yes. And Linda, if it helps you, there are days where I'm flattened. And
Hmm.
but I know I'm releasing something, and I might not know exactly what that is, But that's when I go into my heart and I replace whatever's leaving with what I prefer and desire, or send love to the world. I'm always sending love out to all the animals and the children, things like that. If I start to feel down, I just lay there and do that. It really goes away right away once you start to give out the love
Yeah.
energy. It something about that levels your energy out. And Jean's right. In 2012, when this really started, we had the harmonic convergence in 1987, and theirs were tiny, tiny little baby steps. Then we get to 2012, and that was this a huge aspect, and it also had the galactic center involved in it. But in the Mayan calendar, it went to zero, so no one knew what that really meant. So here we are, all this time later, little bit at a time, little bit at a time, because if it were to happen all at once, none of us would survive it. We couldn't energetically survive that power from the suns, coming into us. But um, I don't. We have teams. We have spirit guides, higher self, angels. We have
Hmm.
all the support that's here with us too. That's making sure that we can
Yeah.
smoothly transition through these energies.
We're we're like 70% water, so we are affected by all of the energies in the cosmos, all of the planets, all of the moon cycles and things like this. Where the energetic frequency in the water in our bodies is also very much affected. So when you do feel a little affected by it, it's important for you to take rest and self-care and eat right, drink, stay hydrated and go to bed early or whatever you need to do, because right after this you're going to get a burst of, now it's time to go. Now it's go time, right?
Yeah, because that's what happens. It's like something has to process. And I do, you're right. I do sleep a lot when this is going on to me. Um, and I just grab a crystal and I just do my best to increase my energy by sending it out to others and eat right and drink a lot of water and all that. But I do rest a lot. But
Mhm.
yeah, we are all 3/4% and 3/4 water. And the moon is right there. The moon constantly, right now, the moon is in Virgo. I wanted to bring that up because the last 2 days, um, you may have had, if the solstice didn't flatten you out, like Linda says, which it did for me the first couple of days, and then I get up, and Virgo moons always have me organizing, cleaning, getting my ducks in a row, things like that. So it's really cool to at least track the moon, so you can understand how you get affected under each energy. And it's, you can Google search attributes of each sign, and it'll just give you a little bit more of an information. And it's actually calming to me to know
Mm. Mhm.
this moon's in Virgo. Okay, that's why I'm really in this detail organized mode. um Scorpio moons, they're a little hard on people. That's in about 4 or 5 days. So, just kind of track that, and you can track how you're feeling, because your body can't help but not feel everything that moon does. The moon's going constantly and
Mhm.
bringing us in more information.
I
Oh,
love
gee.
that. I love that. I keep going back to the balance of the Mars, the Venus, and the Moon. I think that's really powerful, and that it's going to be with us for the next 6 months through to the next solstice. And isn't there a couple of planets in retrograde, Val? What does that mean?
Well, retrograde is usually, no matter what planet, it's an illusion from Earth. First of all, it doesn't. They don't go backwards, but from our vantage point, they look like they're going backwards. But with astronomers and astrologers, they realize that when that happens, we gain more information, because somehow and you can think of anything in life, or in your own life. Somehow we needed more clearer information, more clarity. And it usually, it's not something that we're really aware of all the time unless you're tracking it. And you're like, because I ask myself, okay, what am I gonna, what am I trying to clarify with Venus retrograde Leo, say next month? you know, and that information usually just comes to me, and I'll go, oh, okay. But it might not come until December. I might not really understand what that meant specifically for me. But for all of humanity, to me, it means, there's a lot of people who are struggling to connect to their heart, to love themselves and accept themselves. And by Venus going into retrograde in Leo, it's going to help them, whether they're aware of it or not, clear up some of that, some of those blocks and density in their heart. A lot of people have their hearts really blocked. They have nothing's getting through. So, and it's, to me, it's fascinating to watch, because I will know people like it, that don't normally speak heart centered, or it doesn't mean they're not nice people. It's just they're not really that way, and I'll be really surprised by a comment that they say, because it's a compassionate and caring, you know.
Enlightened, enlightened, yeah, yeah.
And it's really happening a lot, and that is going to be a big thing that happens over this next year and a half, 2 years. I see things really will be much more noticeable, and in a higher vibration, more life affirming things will be going on, structures, restructuring, all that, by the end of 2025, 2026. But until then, this is going to be kind of bumpy and jolty energy, especially for people who are not connected to their heart, or the heart of earth, or spirit, however you want to look at it. So that's going to be really interesting to watch how, the people behind us are going to start awakening and understanding there's something else going on here. Something is bringing up this vibration,
And
or
that's what I love about your readings, Val. You are an educated and amazing astrologer, but you also connect that with your spiritual um, guidance and the spiritual aspect of humanity and of Gaia. You are able to, because astrology is not just about the planets. The planets have personalities, so to speak, and effects that are mimicking human experience, and the spiritual guidance is has a say about our human experience,
yeah,
and you're able to connect both. You're able to connect, and they're talking to each other. The astrology, the planets, the astronomy, and the spiritual guidance, and the human evolution is all intertwined, coming together. And I love this explanation that you give to all of us. It is really very beautifully done, and it's important for us to be, when we are self-aware and we are aware of our spirit, our soul, and are contacting our higher self, that all of these things are intertwined. It is such a magnificent web of just intricate connections. It's amazing to be alive right now. And if I didn't say that before, I'll probably say it 10 more times. It is amazing. It's an amazing experience. It's so with
it,
that
it
said,
really is. It really is, and you said that beautifully. But that is how the information started coming into me by my guides and higher self, and I don't. It would just connect with spirit, and they would connect it all. And even the planets, just to say this real quick, even the planets, this everything is upgrading energetically throughout the multiverses. Even the planets are getting an upgrade. So a lot of those, there's a lot of old, like, hard angles on those planets that seem to be lightening up going forward.
yeah, and I think that another word for upgrade for me is evolution.
Absolutely.
and that's I'm gonna see. You just sparked something that I think I sent you. Remember that thing in motion that it showed you the direction? I hope I
Yeah.
sent it to
Oh, wow.
myself.
That thing was so cool.
Yeah.
That really, you know what? I'm going to put that on my community page later. I'm putting the Mount Shasta, the violet flame over Mount Shasta on my community page as soon as we're finished. I have the picture.
I don't know why. Enter full screen. Okay. Um, so let me go ahead and put this up. And this was was not expecting to do this. So give me 1 second. It's at the end. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can.
It is a
It's
real,
only 33 seconds long, you guys, but I just want to show it to you. So I have to wait for it to end. Okay, replay. Watch this, you guys. Can't make it any bigger.
so cool.
This is the sun right here. This is our sun. This is our solar system.
Hmm.
Planets going around. And this is the sun traveling through that spiral. And watch how the spiral goes. The spiral is in this huge galaxy.
Hmm.
And is that the galaxy or is that the universe, Val? Do
No,
you know?
no, that's the Milky Way. That's
Oh,
only that's our
it's the
galaxy.
galaxy.
Yeah,
Yeah. And isn't that amazing?
so cool. I
I
love it.
just I just want to show it one more time so you guys know what you're looking at. That's the sun traveling through. Oh,
Hmm.
oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
it's beautiful.
I think it stopped. It jumped on me. So let's start over. So that's the sun and all of the planets going around the sun. And then if you look at the perspective of where the sun is going in the galaxy, it's mind blowing. Okay, here, something happened the last time. It must have skipped. See all the planets coming around?
Yeah, it is
Uh,
really cool. So cool.
Isn't that weird? That's jumping.
And you see how it's like a wave. Okay, and that's what they're. I think this one is showing us. The galaxy's even kind of like a wave floating out there in space. And just think that there's billions of galaxies, right? But it's constantly moving. Our galaxy is in a circle, but it's moving forward, just like our solar system is spiraling forward. And if you think about it, you have never been in our solar system in this spot where we are right now. And it's constant movement and going forward. It's so crazy to think
That's
about.
the evolution. That's
Hmm.
the evolution. I'm so it wasn't as good. I don't know why it kept jumping around, but this way we could see that the sun, all the planets go around the sun and it travels through the universe, through the galaxy, and then it goes up and down, but it all is orchestrated. It all has a pattern. It all has a direction. We are meant to be where we're supposed to where we are right now, but we've
Yes.
never been where we are right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It
It
really
is amazing. And it's almost too much to take in sometimes. You're like, wow. At least I am. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So it, it makes life to me exciting because you're right. We're not supposed to be, we've never been here before. We don't know what that means, really. We know our daily lives and things like that. We know that the energy is, you know, ascending on Earth and we're evolving. But wow, what does that picture look like to you? That's another question I keep coming in. What does that even look like? When we do all this, when we ascend and evolve, what would it be like? What would it feel like? Because the way I feel these last 6, 7 years, I would have never known I could feel that good inside. It's so
Mm,
it's so amazing to me. It's so different than, and it never even occurred to me that I could feel good. It's just I don't know, and
yeah.
I know I'm not the only one. So
We're inspired to be creative. We're inspired to manifest our own lives. We're inspired to change humanity one person at a time.
yeah,
And it's our energy, it's our light, it's our compassion, it's our sharing, it's our love, it's our communities. And, it's one person can change the world because it just ripples out. It's that, the effect that we just can't know what one smile could do to somebody's life and then ripple out from there. It's really very, very exciting, and this is why I love having you here, Val. But
Mhm.
I've kept you. I mean, not kept you, but it's been a. I really appreciate all of the information that you've been giving us and all of the participation from everybody in the chat. And I promise, Val, last time we just talked about astrology the whole time because it is so exciting.
Mhm.
We could hear every single day, and
Mhm.
it really does give me a lot of hope. And I learned so much more about myself when I look at the planets. And I hope that all of you can do that too, is kind of like look at the planets and then relate that to yourself and see how the similarities or what this might be reflecting. And that's what it does. It reflects back to us the information that we need to know in order to evolve. It is amazing. The entire universe is helping humanity. It is
Mhm.
amazing what we have at our disposal.
It
So,
really,
with that said, what I'd like to do is invite Val to do a couple of readings with us, if it's
yeah.
okay with everybody. Um, it's hard for me to let go of all that astrology,
But
but
it's
we're not letting go. We can talk about it. If anybody has a question, if anybody
sure.
wants a reading that that we can help you with. We're going to try and do some readings for the last 20 or 25 minutes here, and um, and just help the world go around. And
Yeah.
Warrior Girl's here. Hi, Warrior Girl and Viviani. Thanks for coming. And Sherry, Voices from the Swamp.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Sherry on my channel soon. I think I don't know. Was it 4th of July, Sherry? Did we decide? I can't remember which day. You know how you give everybody a bunch of dates and then you're like,
Oh,
wait.
it's been filling up. The calendar's filling up. That's for sure.
Good for you, Val.
I love
And tell everybody about your calendar. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you. I did put
it.
your information in the show notes here, but tell everybody about how they can receive services.
If you just email me at this email, I will put it in here real quick. And we can set you up with an astrology reading. They're intuitive astrology readings. They take about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I record them. It's your guides and my guides together, and things just the information that's they're more like a snapshot of the next few months. Some of the planets are longer uh, out there, and they stay a little longer, but it's a really cool way to get an idea of what it is if you're having challenges, if you need some assistance, your guides are there helping out.
Okay.
Oh,
So
thank
thank you very much, Val, and thank you, everybody. So I do see Veronica first. That we only have about 20 or 25 minutes, so we only have a few coming up. Look, Melinda says Valerie does amazing readings. Great. Thank you, Melinda.
Linda, you're so sweet. She was a sweetie. She is a sweet.
Yes, yes. And
Thank you.
not just that, but I actually I bought my niece a birthday present, a reading for a birthday present. So Valerie is willing to do that and
Yeah,
make arrangements with whoever it is that you'd like to give the gift to. Um, so Dream Detective Kate.
absolutely.
Okay, good. All right. She did put it back in again. So I think we have enough for right now.
Hmm.
Everybody, and Veronica would like to have a reading, and then I see after Veronica is Leah, and then after Leah is Dave. So we'll just go from there. And Veronica would love a reading. Let's see what we can.
Absolutely.
And Jay says Val does phenomenal reading. She is quite unique, very unique, you guys.
Thank you, Jay. Let's see. Well, Veronica, I'm getting that you need rest and to recharge and renew, because more of your gifts are coming online, more of your abilities, uh, psychic abilities are coming online, and it's about you integrating them into your everyday life. If that makes sense. That's what I'm hearing. And the card I picked, it said, "This is not your practice life. Decide. What is your inner voice telling you about the dream in your heart?"
Wow.
Yeah, so I
Wow.
think
That's that uh, Mars, Venus, Moon connection for you, Veronica, for sure.
it's
Um,
so beautiful.
Veronica, what my guides are saying is um, they're just they're just suggesting that if you need assistance, it's important to ask and to let people know what they can do for you, and to allow somebody else to take care of something else. Like if you're out there doing the lawn in this heat, hire the neighbor kid to do the lawn. Like ask for help, and they're just this is comes into Val's relaxation as well, and rest and restore and taking care of yourself. They're saying that if you need some help, it's important to practice asking people for help and letting them know what you need, that it's okay. It does feel like that you have been taking care of everything for a very long time. And now with these new energies, it's important to offload or to delegate some of those responsibilities. But we're both picking up on the same thing, Veronica. So we wish you all the best. And thank you very much for your question. Aw, Veronica says, lovely card, Val. Yeah.
And then I got tranquility too from the mermaid deck. So there's something you need to relax.
It,
Summertime, relax.
can you hold that a little closer?
Yeah.
That
Let me get this out of the light. There we go.
tranquility. See, that's you. That's you in that
Mhm.
bathtub with the Veronica. That's you with what is it? The mermaid tail.
Yeah, the mermaid.
I
And
bet
then,
you that has something meaning to her as well.
yeah, then I got a new dawn. So it keeps repeating that pattern for you. This is not your practice life. Decide. And something is going to, while you're relaxing and recharging, giving your guides are giving you ideas on how to go forward. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah. So
Wow.
cool.
That's
Very cool.
incentive to relax, right? If your
Yeah.
guides are going to be giving you something.
It is so hard for them to contact us, when we're up and running and moving and going from thing to thing and worry and stress. So,
I know. Well, thank you very much,
oh,
Veronica. All the best to
yeah.
you. And so Leah says, what energy, psychic gifts are opening up for me, trying to get my attention? Leah Makia.
I like that name, Leah Makia. Beautiful.
So, Leah, their first thing I got right away was energy. So, practice with energy, whether it's Reiki energy, whether it's crystal energy. There's very subtle energies that is important for us to become acquainted to and to bring into our everyday lives. Whether you pray over your water, I have a water bottle that I have the when I have a water bottle, I write love, I write light, I write health. And to be aware of the energy, maybe get a plant and talk to your plant, and pick up on that energy and connect to energy. They're telling me subtle energy and communication with energy. So, in whatever way that may manifest for you, whether it's, crystals, plants, or Reiki, something with energy, though, Leah. So, and and then when you do that, when you get into that energy, you'll be able to pick up on the subtle energy of the messages as well. How about you, Val?
Yeah. Well, when you said Reiki, are I was wondering if you were an energy healer or practicing. So that's what I was getting. And if you something, I feel something with energy healing, or but to become an energy healer, Jean is right. You have to know the subtleties between energies coming in. Um, I'm curious to know if you do practice energy healing or learning about energy, vibration, frequency, because that's a really good way to start. 12 universal spiritual laws, really good way to start with energy also, just to
Oh,
understand what it the difference is in the energy.
what is that? The 12
Oh,
universal spiritual laws.
well, it's okay. That's where the law of attraction comes from. But there's 11 other laws, Oh, there's even more, really. There's sub laws and stuff. But, uh,
Well, I
the,
think we have the title of our next show.
the law of divine oneness is the first one. So it is, it's really cool just to, and they're real short little descriptions of each law, but it is so deep. It's really deep to
So
get
Leah
in.
Leah says, I had forgotten that I've done that naturally with people I've met in the past. You're right. Wow. Your natural energy. Yeah. And talking to trees, even if you just it's it's just becoming acquainted. It's just recognizing and bringing it into your everyday life. Also, the subtleties of a pendulum too, Leah. And then this would also open up that psychic aspect that you're looking for. The pendulum is that subtle energy that you may be
Mhm,
able to begin and open up with. But
mhm.
I started my pendulum when I did Reiki, and I never put it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been my best friend.
And grounding, just everyday basic grounding, connect to your higher self, ground into Mother Earth, see that loop of energy. You can see it as a infinity symbol going up and down that helps clear our energy fields, clears our chakras. you know it's important. I say that because I got a card and it says anchor in now. So they're talking, and then they showed me that you your energy would feel better if you were grounding more. And it is a little bit bumpy, has been again for the last 3 years. So a lot of us are I have to ground all throughout the day just to, because I can feel when I'm off. So I just take a minute and I go into Mother Earth and connect to my higher self, and I do that as frequently as I need to clear my energy field.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All the best to you, Leah. Let us
Yeah.
know. Let us know how you're doing. And make sure let's write down those 12 spiritual laws, Val. So Dave Maud is next, and he says, if you get time, I'd love to hear from my guides. What do Dave Maud's guides have to say? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just jump back. Leah did say she learned Reiki 20 years ago, but haven't you?
Mhm.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
If you had if you what is that called when they do the thing up here? Attunements. If you had a Reiki attunement, you've got it. Hmm.
And yeah, it does come right back to you. And 20 years ago, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't important. It's really important now for everyone to understand how energy affects each of us. Everything's energy, and you can't help but interact.
Yeah,
I
yeah, absolutely, Leah. Thanks for putting that out there, and all the best to you. I think it's beautiful. And look at her, 20 years ago. What a pioneer.
I know it doesn't make. um,
Yeah. Okay, so Dave Maud, let's see what his guides have to say. Oh, Dave, I want to make sure the big guy doesn't come in.
it's a big guy.
I saw Cyranos or Pan come in, and Dave has some very powerful, uh, you know, uh, I guess higher ascended beings around him. So when he says he wants to hear from his guides, Cyranos comes right in to me. And what happened was I didn't know what who Cyranos was. It's Pan, the god with the horns, and I saw a higher vibrational being. I could tell because I could feel the energy coming from him, and I saw this being with like plasma running around the top of his head, like lightning. You know how? And
Mhm.
and it almost looked like antlers. So when people depicted this god or this energy that they saw, they thought that it was antlers that they saw when really it
Mhm.
was energy that was moving, plasma that was moving around his head.
Mhm.
And this is what I saw when I tuned into Dave Maud the very first time. I think it's been a couple of years now, Dave. But wow, yeah. But I'll never forget it. You changed my life for sure. This is the
Oh,
first time I connected to a higher vibrational, high ascended master right away.
that is so cool. We do have so much guidance around us, and it is all energy too. You know, and just like the dragons, we all know what a dragon looks like, but their energy and their swirl, to me, that's all they look. And it always appears differently for everybody. But um, I
Yeah.
got that you are on I guess you're in an inward journey, going
Mm,
inside and you're clearing stuff, and it's really good. This is a good time to clear. Well, it's always a good time to clear. It seems like we'll always be clearing and maintaining, let's say that, our energy fields. So, go into meditation, let go. Is there something that's bothering you that you need to let it go?
mm,
It's time to let it go. These energies are really here for you to assist you. Um, as soon as you let go, you will feel this huge weight of off of you. Like I
hmm.
just going like a deep breath.
I'm seeing a paw. I'm sorry, Val, are you finished?
Yeah, go ahead. A paw.
I'm seeing a paw, like a paw print. I'm not sure. It's like a paw print of a four-legged animal, whether it's a dog or a cat, or you know, um, or even a wolf or something like this, Dave. And what it is that they're carrying your um, I don't I would trying to be delicate here. They're carrying the wounding that you've experienced, and they're willing to take it away. If you
Mm,
want to hand it off to the wolf and put it on the wolf's back, like put a little um, uh, like saddle on the wolf's back, and put it in a, how they have suitcases, one suitcase on one side, one suitcase on another, and put that on the wolf's back and let the wolf take that off of your back. It is time to release. And Dave is, he has a very compassionate heart. And it's almost like it's not necessary for you to carry somebody else's burdens.
yeah,
It's not necessary for you to carry somebody else's grief. It feels as though it's time you could be more of service, uh, letting that go and turning over a new leaf, than you would be if you carried that with you. So I was picking that up as well, and I think that your spirit animal is. I think you're very connected to the animal world as well.
yeah,
But they're there to help you.
yeah.
They're there to help you. Um,
And while Dean was talking, I was hearing. Do you resonate with crystals at all? If you could get like a black crystal or darker crystal, it'll help you release too. You Yeah, because I'm feeling something that doesn't belong to him, but he's owning it, and that is that's a lot of what we've went through these last 3 years. Yeah, see, Jean has
this
labradorite.
is labradorite, and this is fluorite. Let me just.
Oh,
This is fluorite.
yeah,
So, you can wear something around your neck, or you can keep it in your pocket, or just keep it by you. But this will absorb a lot of that negative energy, and it'll help you to release. It'll help ease it away from you. Um, yeah.
yeah. It's not. It's no longer our job to carry others' stuff, and that's been like a big message over these last few years. Because we feel like, to be a good human, well, I have to take care of that. I have to take care of that and them, and you can. It's not like you can't love and care for that person, but what is theirs to carry is theirs to carry. What's yours to carry is yours to carry. And it's hard a lot of times because that line is really blurry. But you go inside and you feel into that, and really your guides are wanting you to know that you can ask them to help you release it, and they will. And even this person, you can call in their guides, they'll help for you to release it and make that make that more of their humans responsibility, if that makes any sense, because they work together. Our higher selves can work with any other higher self. All you gotta do is ask, and I really think that you would free yourself up a lot.
He says he has lots of crystals and he's working with multivite and tektite.
Nice.
Oh, what is that? Tektite?
Well, that's motivite. That's
Oh,
one motivite, and I have tektite. I have columbianite. This is really good too. And then I have a tektite here. It's hard to see
wow.
that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I have those like on my computer because it helps clear, you know,
Mhm.
if the energy is running through the interwebs. But that's really good. That's awesome, Dave. That's a good one to have, clearing all that.
And he says, thank you. It's just what he needed to hear.
Oh,
Well,
nice
thank you,
meeting
Dave.
you,
It's
Dave.
nice tapping into your energy again. So let me see if I can go back up over here and see who is next. I have Dream Detective Kate is next. And Val, we're just approaching 1 hour. And are you okay for maybe another 15 minutes?
Sure, sure.
So, Dream Detective Kate says who she would like cards for a new project, please.
Cards for project. Absolutely.
So, Dreams Detective Kate, what I'm picking up for you is you're coming into your own. You're realizing the importance of your gifts and of your abilities and your unique quality and combination of these abilities. And you see the need out there. Um, and you're able to see it. I'm not sure that you believed it. I think you were going through the motions on your, uh, you know, in their previous attempts, and I feel as though that you'll feel that there is some sort of a momentum that is at your back and may even be tapping you on the shoulder. But this next project that you engage will have momentum at your back, will
Mhm.
be more of a guide, more guiding, more of a gliding feeling, and not so much of an effort trying to get from one place to the next. And the difference between the last time and this time is your belief in yourself and your allowance to let your spirit, your soul's desire come through. Get your ego self out of the way and let your soul's desire, this important um, project that your soul wants you to manifest and be of service, and get that ego mind and the criticism and things out of the way. And the difference between the last time and this time is you're able to step aside, and that is what is going to make this the transition smooth and have that energy behind it.
Mhm.
That's what I got.
That's awesome. I pulled cards because I kind of know what the project is, so I didn't want to like let anything come out of my brain like that. A new dawn. The worst is behind you. Positive new experiences are on the horizon, and that's one. When Jean was talking, it was about having a confidence within. Empowering light of the golden ray is yours to harness. It flows through your being, strengthening you with its every vibration, leading you to manifest all you seek. And this one, inspired innovation. So everything that you are creating, and it is about having that, you have the ability to resolve tides of fear with stability. You are courageous, enthusiastic, creating what needs to become in order to move forward with your life. So I think it's all really gonna be beautiful. And then of course, this is Kate's card, and it popped out, and I had to laugh. It's called the Joy Seeker.
Wow.
It's always, every time I see his card, I think of her. And it says, "What little victories can you celebrate?"
Wow.
It's all about the joy. Yeah,
How beautiful.
it is beautiful. I'm so
I,
excited for you, Kate.
I know it is. It's very exciting. And
Hmm.
this happens, this is important for a lot of us. A lot of us may have tried something in the past or may have wanted to do something in the past or, have had difficulty with other things that we uh, wanted to accomplish in the past. But the energies are changing now, and there's a lot of momentum supporting us and guiding us.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was really nice, really nice.
It really is, and that's an excellent point, because I think, I'm guilty of this too. Well, if I tried this and it didn't work, I'm not trying it again. But these are new energies, and it is an excellent time to, if it's something that your heart is wanting to do or felt sad that it couldn't do, I would give it another try. You're welcome, Kate. Let me see.
So, is Trish Murray still here? Trish, are you still here? I think you were here a while ago. So,
Oh,
Trish, just say, yeah.
I'm sorry. I was reading what Dave was writing about his piece from Mark Berezki. He makes real beautiful jewelry. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's a Herkimer diamond. I have those all around me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a little pile of them here. I really brought those in for the solstice. But together with the Herkimer Motivite and Tektite, it's very powerful. Helps you really clear those deep blocks out of you.
Great.
Beautiful piece. I bet it is. I bet it does make you feel dizzy. Oh my goodness.
Thanks, Dave, for sharing that. We should probably do a crystal one too. So
Yes.
Trish says she is here, and she just said would love a reading if there's still time. So let's and these are just general readings
Yeah.
for today, and so let's tune into Trisha Murray. Um, let's see what we can find out for Trisha Murray.
Mm.
So, what I'm getting for you right away, Trisha, is that you're walking in two worlds. You have one foot in the spiritual world and you have one foot in the 3D world, for lack of a better term.
Mhm.
Um, you know, the job, the house, the bills, the car, that. And then yet you have this, not sure if it's tarot cards or oracle cards, or if it's there is something that you're engaged in that is evolving for you and keep calling you back, but you have one foot in the spiritual world. um, um, it may be the afterlife. They're telling me something about the afterlife. Or you're watching like maybe near death experiences and being curious about the afterlife. There is something that is calling you, and it feels as though you've had a string of this through most of your life. Like maybe you were doing tarot at one time, or maybe you were, you know, doing different things in different points of your life, and for some reason you may have had a death in the family or something that made you want to look into near death experiences. But this is all just a way of us opening up and becoming more aware of our own soul, our own spirit, and this
Mhm.
is what's calling you. um, so I feel that you're in both worlds, and this is what they want us to do. This is what humanity is being asked to do, to be in the spiritual and in the rational mind at the same time. Um, so just let me know if any of that resonates with you, Trisha. How about you, Val?
Yeah, see, and I got, when peace is your priority, negativity can not exist. What was a card I pulled, and when I did, I was seeing you. trying to be more in the spiritual world, but having to deal with the physical world, and it really upsets you. It throws you
Mm,
off, and so I'm looking through the cards, picked a couple of. I picked another one, and it was explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities, and it's a good time to make changes, right? But how do you do that? Because how do we integrate the real world, quote unquote, into our spiritual path? And it's just these tiny little things. It doesn't have to be. We think it has to be this huge, massive trans transformation, but it's not. It's the tiny little things that add up. That you
mm.
add spirit into everything. Just add spirit into it. Say thank you, spirit, for being with me. When you're at work, you'll see how just these little tweaks really do pop out to you. But then, as Jean was talking and saying that you are on this path and it's always kind of wove through your life, I pulled this card, Soul Path Intuition. Like something just keeps it, there is something that you're very interested in. And you give it time, but you don't feel like you can give it all your time.
Yeah.
Oh,
She says she's very ready to be done with it, her 9 to 5 job so that she can expand.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel as though you may also be a caregiver to somebody, or that you were a caregiver, and that you're also you're asking why the question of why a lot. You're asking why that things are not all making sense to you anymore, and you're seeing clarity. You're having clarity, and not everything around you is clear. And she is taking care of her husband, and you're asking why, and you're asking questions, and you want to know, what does all this mean? Why am I here? Why is this happening? Why is There's a lot of whys, and you're looking for answers, and you are on the right path, and this is part of your evolution and expansion. But you are expanding, and you think the 9 to 5 is holding you back. It's not, because if you were to let go of the 9 to 5, I feel as though, and I say this for me, that the expansion rate would still be the same.
Mhm.
So try not to balance one against the other. Try and to uh, accept both at the same time, and this will help you get through both at the same time. Even though the 9 to 5 is aggravating and holding you back from some things as far as time, it's not the thing that is keeping your ascension or your awareness or your opening from occurring. It'll still occur at the same rate. They said we're built for this, so we're built to
Mhm.
do both. Um,
And
but
I mean, that's really cool. That is because the whole time you were talking, I kept hearing them say, add spirit into everything. Just stay in it. Just stay in it. Incorporate more gratitude. And this card is a little long, but it really just explained everything Jean just said to you. It, if you don't mind, if I read a little bit of it,
no,
Jean.
please.
Your path is unfolding in good and perfect time, and you are right where you are meant to be. No one is in your life by accident, and nothing has transpired without careful consideration and curation by your spirit. Now is the time for you to trust this path and open yourself to deeper awareness of your purpose for incarnating in this lifetime. As you engage in your dharma and explore your purpose, you may be inspired or called upon to help others do the same. So
Wow.
to me, that it is all spirit. It's all spirit, and if you can, as soon as you treat it like that, these bigger things will open up for you. And it's not even like it's, we all, how am I trying to say this? We're on this spiritual path. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm going to, teach Reiki, whatever. And it doesn't mean you won't. You can do it all whatever your focus is, whatever it is that you really enjoy, just keep focusing on that. Add gratitude and spirit into it, and it will open it, and you'll see a clearer path to that thing that your heart loves.
It's
So
all happening. It's
yeah.
all happening for you, Trisha. We
Yeah.
wish you all the best, and please do stop back and visit us again. And it's really it's all really real. She's I feel as though she's just saying, and is what I'm thinking really real? Like, because it's trusting your instincts, trusting those guides, trusting you're being guided, you're being whispered to, and trust that gut feeling that you have, Trisha. And you know this, but it's always nice to get somebody's outside confirmation or validation, to trust what you're getting, and you're being guided, and everything happens for a reason for you.
And
um,
that is important. The validation is important. To get that validation is really, it's like, oh, good, I wasn't, I'm not crazy. But trust is everything. Jeannie, you're right. Trust is everything. Trust yourself and trust spirit.
I need to be reminded of that. We
Yeah, me
all need to
too.
be reminded
Yeah,
of this.
absolutely. Hi,
Very much.
Fern.
Well, that was really very powerful, Trisha. Please do stop back and see us again. I loved your energy. And yeah, so I just want to say hello to Fern and hello to Tracy
Mhm.
Ralph, and Starfish is here. Now, Starfish is just starting back onto YouTube. She was doing a collab with Wisdom Seeker Joan the other day. If anybody hasn't seen that, please do go visit Wisdom Seeker Joan's YouTube channel and see Starfish. She's one of our classmates from the very beginning, and is now putting her hat in the ring, and we welcome her. She has phenomenal delivery and guidance that's coming through. I know that she was on with Allie. I don't remember who she was on with, but I know she was on with Allie, and you'll be seeing a whole lot more of her. So, uh, Starfish, we're going to connect too as soon as I can get my calendar updated. You and I are going to get together. But so I just wanted to do a little shout out.
Mhm.
We all do support one another here. This
Mhm.
is a collaborative community. We all support one another. We are non judgmental. We are non, uh, mm, there is no animosity. There is no comparison. Everybody is of like mind and of like heart. And we all want to support one another, love one another, and build on our community. And we just want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And I want to thank Val very much for coming and sharing her wisdom. If you came in at the end, please go back to the beginning, because it was really, it was very inspirational. I love when Val comes onto the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love coming. I love coming here and hanging out with you, and every time, in whatever astrological aspect it is, it's like, oh, we've hit another milestone. And it's important to know that it, like what you were just saying, feeling it and needing that validation. I always like that. That's why I kept checking the astrology, learning all about that. And I was like, I'll never know this stuff. I'll never understand this. And I started asking my guides for help. And it gives me the validation. So when I get that information, I can come in and say, if we're on track, this is how I'm seeing it. And now every astrologer sees things their own way. But I see it in a spiritual sense, and it really is phenomenal. All of these points we've passed so far, and we just keep going.
It's amazing. It's really beautiful. So if anybody would like to reach out to Val for a reading or for a natal chart, just go ahead and email her at loveucu11 at gmail. That's LOVE, the letter U, the letter C, the letter U, 11 at gmail.com. And that's the way that you can get in touch with Val. And if anybody is interested in is having a reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel, or my website is sunpsychicgene.com, and or you can email me at sunpsychicgene. You can jump on the YouTube here, and or Facebook. Everything's under Sun Psychic Gene. Everything's the same. And I do welcome that. Thank you very much, Tracy Ralph. Whoop, whoop. Tracy's going to be coming on soon too. We're going to be doing, if anybody is interested in doing a collab, it seems like there's going to be a lot of summer fun going on. I have a summer fun kind of air about what's going on. And there's a lot of people reaching out for collabs. If you've been thinking about it and you want to come on, right now is the time for summer fun. Now, I am Sun Psychic Jean, and you can see my energy is much higher around the summer solstice, around the sunny days of summer. I have a lot more energy this time of year. You don't see me very much in December. I'm like, go to bed.
I'm not awake in December at all. But see, and there's more validation and proof. Everybody, like when you kept saying summer fun and people wanting to come out and collaborate and come on shows, and that goes the same with me. Anybody wants to go live with me, please contact me. Um, but that's it. It's all that information. We're connected to our heart. We're believing. We're trusting. We're trusting spirit and ourselves, and we're moving forward. It's
It
beautiful.
is. It
I
is.
love it.
Wow. Wow. So fun. So much fun. Well, thanks again, Val. And thanks again, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching later. I really do appreciate you. And please do come back and see us. I will be on again tomorrow evening with very special psychic mediums, Wisdom Seeker Joan and Terry Suzuki from Kikaru Spiritual Journeys. We'll be doing just psychic medium readings tomorrow. That's 4:30 on Monday the 26th, I guess it is. 4:30 Eastern, I guess it's 1:30 Pacific. And how about you, Val? Where will you be this week?
I will be. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was with you Friday. I'll be with Allie on her channel at 2 p.m. I think we're doing a full moon in Capricorn information. That is. Wait, am I right? Yeah. That the full moon is the third. So I'll probably be with her. Be with the Crone Zone for the full moon. Kate and I are starting a new series, and that is Sunday the 2nd. And that is all, we don't have a name for it, but it's about self love and acceptance. But we're going to use, calling the spirits. We have a spirit guide deck that we're using to hone in on what the whoever the chatter is, spirit specific uh, question in the
Mm-hmm.
inquiry is. And so we're going to try that out and see how that goes. And that's it for now. There's a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
there's a lot coming up for you, Val. And if you want to know where Valerie is, she does post it on her channel. Please do go over and subscribe to Illumination Portal is the name of Valerie's YouTube channel, and you'll get the notifications. Not only will you get the notifications, but she puts out very important information about astrology that keeps us up to date. And it's very beautiful, some of the information that she sends out. And please do subscribe. You not only get to see her shows, she is very active on her community page, which puts it in your feed, in your YouTube feed. You get to see these notifications, and they're just brilliant, very brilliantly done. Very, I just can't say enough about you, but we got to go.
I almost forgot. Just one other thing. The next few days, there's a couple of really hard squares going on in the sky. I'm not going to get into it, but just if you can, let that information come into you. Try not to sign anything or commit to anything for till Wednesday, Thursday. Let
What is it between now and Thursday?
Yeah, let that information sink in before you make any real solid decisions because it can be tricky next few days.
Okay, that's good to know. See? Love it, everybody. Illumination Portal, please go over and subscribe to Val. We really appreciate each and every one of you being here. So have a wonderful weekend. Take care, everybody.